Good evening, everyone. So today's video is gonna be kind of like a part two of what you can do if you want to kind of like prepare your account to jump to a much younger server. Because one of the things that limits us is definitely our total or peak kind of like account power. So it's not necessarily the true power that's gonna depend on this. It's more the overall power of our account. So say you want to keep playing, but you still want to jump, it might like kind of really limit you because we need to slowly acquire space portals in this game. It's you can spend quite a few bucks to instantaneously buy a lot, but it's usually a progressive item you need to slowly collect. So if you at the same time also slowly increase your power, you will just never be able to migrate to other servers. So yeah, if you are feeling like your server slowed down a little bit and you've decided to move to a new server, this is definitely some of the things that I have done in order to be able to keep on moving. As I previously mentioned, I have moved from server 203, then to 211, where the majority of my playtime has been on this account. That server moved into Conquest, and I just didn't feel like I was quite ready for Conquest on this account. It's a fairly free-to-play account, so I decided to move back to server 227 in order to just lay low a little bit and keep on developing. What I, however, did decide earlier on than this was exactly that I knew that I wanted to jump, so I started to slow down the progress on this account quite a bit, and at the same time create a new account that I wanted to like start focusing on. But yeah, what you really need to do if you are already aware that you want to jump and you still want to really develop, then it's definitely the first thing that you should be concerned about is to, when you have your troops here, is definitely while designing your troops, you should remove your dragons first and foremost. Each dragon gives quite a large power boost, and just by removing those doesn't affect your gathering troops. So you can still gather all the resources you need to fast progress and all this without really affecting your troop powers or anything. But you might still hit a wall, and the next thing you can do is to do somewhat what I'm doing here is you can start resetting or reborn some of your Immortals. Definitely remove their equipment, as equipment also grants some power. So yeah, these things definitely, again, reborn them. We don't need them to have skill levels if they're just for gathering purposes. And then as last resort, you might start needing to remove some of them. So you can see that I have very limited power here. And that's why if you take a look at my account, it is recorded highest power 1.175k, whereas currently it's just under that 1099 bracket. So had I done this earlier on, I would actually only be in need of 25 space portals in order to jump right now, whereas I in fact do need a total of 30 in order to jump. Because yeah, it does really start increasing quite dramatically now at this stage. So I do regret not having realized this sooner. But nevertheless, I have now in quite a while been saving up, and as you can see, I have 37 space portals, I believe. 36. So yeah, I am able to jump again now if I wanted to. Because the primary method we want to use to start collecting these is definitely through the Alliance shop, is to purchase these space portals. And I do recommend do not at any point start spending them on speed ups or your contract builder here. Use your gems for that, because you cannot acquire space portals for gems. So save all these Alliance contribution coins for space portals. You do acquire quite a lot before your Alliance reaches level 9. So just save them up for the sake of purchasing space portals. Because, yes, sure, you might be on a great server. It might even be the main server that other servers decides to jump to. But you will just never know in the beginning. So I would definitely recommend saving them up in case your server needs to migrate to this other super active server you actually want to play on. The next thing you can do, and this is where it gets a bit tricky, because if you really want to keep on progressing, then this limits your progress quite a bit. And it's instead of having gathering troops out, you can see I have all of my 4 marches. Of course, you don't need to do all 4, but it is to send marches to the cities to construct them. And by doing that, you can see you gain contribution. So in this case, you have all here and Lordax. They've actually been construction here for 21 days and 20 days respectively. And you can see how many silver coins they have gained. So Lordax here has 3 marches in, and each has in 20 days gained more than 1 space portal each, because 1 space portal is 20,000 alliance contribution coins. You can even see Rio here, he's up at 30,000 each. So just these 2 marches in less than a month, that's 3 space portals. So this is one of the ways that if you find yourself with a very high troop number and you really need to start gathering some of the coins, this is the fastest way, a very effective way to do it. So yeah, you can see that's also why I have all my marches in. It's because I am just trying to collect these. And now you might be wondering, why am I still doing this? Like, I have enough to jump, so why don't I just jump onto one of the servers in Season 2 before it enters Frostbound? I could go a full round here, maybe join the super server on 233. Well, the reason I'm not is that I have my main server exactly in the current Season 1 KVK round. So yeah, I'm basically just waiting for this round to finish so I can move to 243 with my account. So that will be in about 1 month. It will move into Season 2, and this will hopefully happen before we enter. I do believe that we will be sitting here in Season 3 until Season 2 here is done. Then my guess is that we will be mixed up with Season 2 here. And that's before this Frostbound then starts. That means that I can jump safely on to server 243. And I mean, take a look at this, and it's actually quite significant. Like, I have spent quite a lot on my other account now, but it is far from as developed as this account I have here. So, I mean, it's not the greatest looking account, but because I'm really keeping my power down, I haven't really updated or taken a look. I've been super lazy at developing my dragon, so my KVR hasn't been constantly running opening trophies. Because I'm solely focused on the alliance contribution coins, I'm really struggling on resources to keep on building and whatnot. But you could really be super smart about this and create like a super account that will be crazy competitive when you keep jumping backwards, by keep on progressing on your research, like, so you really put yourself in a strong position on one of these younger servers you would be moving into. But yeah, I haven't, as I was actually intending for this to just become a farm. But yeah, we will see in the future how that's gonna look like. But that's just really some of the things you can do here. What I might encourage you to do, if you already have decided you're gonna pause this, it's definitely better to take your main march and remove the skills that you probably have quite well leveled, rather than do that on your gathering troops or removing them first, so you can keep on gathering, for instance. This is really dependent on what you need these secondary, third and fourth march to be doing. In my case, they just need to collect alliance contribution coins, so I don't need them to have a large capacity for gathering. So yeah, therefore in my case, I just have one strong march still, because it sets me at a comfortable range where I can still develop my dragon, or even do alliance research technologies without increasing my bracket. I have a whole 100,000 before my cost goes up. As you can see, the highest pile was at 1.175. So I can easily, with this setup that I have now, without dragons, without troops, I can safely just keep on developing. I don't have to worry about suddenly my cost goes up by 5 space portals. So yeah, that's really some of the main reasons why you see a lot of people suddenly start idling their accounts. It's really just to either they want to merge to some of these super servers like 233. It has been debated for a while now that this will become a main server. I know there's a lot of guys from another, used to be a super active server, 209. They migrated there. A lot from my old servers also went there now. So yeah, this is definitely one of the main reasons, just to be on this super active server to just make the game as fun as possible. Another reason is definitely to jump far back, just especially if you're a budget player or something like that. You can suddenly be quite competitive by doing this, and that has been the philosophy I have had in the past at least. And so yeah, I intend to just keep jumping this one backwards together with my old farm even. So on my main account, in just 1 month from now approximately, I will be having these two accounts, so the Young and the Young Wind Farm. They're going to be supporting this Young Jump account I have, and that's quite attractive. So you can see it's a castle level 38 farm, this main one at castle 47, so I can really help myself grow some honor, but definitely also help gathering resources for me. So it's really, I mean, it has been a great journey for me to learn on one account and then start over and just apply all my knowledge, kind of like really, yeah, make as few mistakes as possible, and then I will still benefit from the older accounts in the future. And then I just want to show you that I might still want to jump on this one, because for instance there's this super server 257 being developed, so it hasn't even opened up yet if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. So for instance, I'm going to jump backwards to that one on this, so that's why you see me still collecting space portals on this old account I had. But yeah, there's still a while until 257 even opens, and for that reason I'm also applying this where I don't have dragons on my gathering troops, and yeah, I will still reach 1.2 million power on this one. But it's more to just be prepared for this. That's why you see me not having dragons in my marches, and I'm really just focusing on not overdeveloping any immortals or anything. I'm not equipping them with any unnecessary equipment. So yeah, and yeah, basically you can see me also already now starting to acquire space portals. And yeah, basically that's it for this video, guys. I hope this took away some of your questions around why do people even jump in the first place, and then how do we prepare ourselves for jumping to some of these other servers. Yeah, hope it made sense. Like and subscribe, guys, and just hope you're gonna follow along my journey here in 2024. See you around. Bye bye.